Hello and welcome to the Wrestling Around YouTube channel. Well, this is our first ever YouTube exclusive, and you lucky dogs are going to be joining us for TNA Impact's the first ever show. So if you listened on Wednesday, you'll have heard TNA's first ever weekly pay-per-view. This week, well, on this show, we're going to be doing their first ever Impact show. So this is pretty much 2 years later. Joining me is the world famous Terry Peters. Terry Peters, how are we doing?
Hello, all good. Yes.
Look, where's you show everybody your red band.
No, I took it off.
Took it off. So is that just for us?
Unbelievable.
It was cooling down a bit. It's there. I'll put it back on. I'll put it back on.
At some point in the show, Terry Peters will put it back on.
Right now.
There he is. Oh, this is horrendous already. Look at that.
This is
what we deal with on a regular basis.
That is us banned from YouTube.
Yeah, we've just lost every bit of money, but it's gone now.
And now like a thumb.
A thumb or a thug.
Oh.
I don't think you've ever looked like a thug, have you?
A really angry thumb goes around terrorizing the streets.
And joining me as well is Lou Markham. Lou, how are we doing?
It's good to make my my YouTube debut.
Oh, YouTube.
Actually, there's a video of me at school running for a fountain.
Oh, right.
You could find that.
How do you find that?
I think you search for Lou and Dale run for a fountain.
Lou and Dale. Is this the famous Dale Robinson?
No, Dale Winton.
Winton.
Me and Dale Winton.
Rest in peace, Dale Winton.
Yeah, so obviously I don't have the YouTube presence of one Terry Peters yet. But
Hello.
we're working there.
Terry Peters definitely the YouTube veteran out of the three of us, isn't he?
After being on it for 2 weeks, which is quite a scary thing.
Hey, Terry Peters.
Where can we find you on YouTube?
Bell Nation.
Bell Nation.
Bearle Nation.
And there will be a link in the description.
There will be.
Because we share the love for wrestling around. And we'd appreciate if you did as well. So like, subscribe, share.
Yeah, like, share, and subscribe.
Come on, boss.
Like,
subscribe, and share. Why you do that way around?
I don't bloody know YouTube, Christ.
And click on the bell
to get the
sign up for notifications.
Yeah, click on that bell.
Ring-a-ling-a-ding-ding.
That would be great if you could just put the bell on top of Terry Peters.
What's the message you what I am?
So yeah, don't click on that bell. Click on the one that
But there we have it. So TNA, we've obviously just gone through the main first ever TNA pay-per-view, and it's fair to say none of us were fans.
It's all right.
So Lou, did you think this would be better, or did you got more hopes for this?
I remember
2 years now, so they've bed themselves in.
Very early Impact. When I remember watching this on the Wrestling Channel back in the day.
Right.
The production values are much improved.
I'd say.
There's one little thing about the production values that annoys the piss out of me, but we'll move on to that in a bit.
Right, okay.
But like when it first opened, I thought, it looked a lot better than it did before. It had an identity now. It wasn't just like another
NWA thing.
NWA, WCW kind of thing. It's like its own identity now. So, on the whole, did I enjoy it more? Yes, because there's an hour less of it, which meant an hour less of, and there was no Ed Ferrara.
Yeah,
no, was Jeff Jarrett. There was a lot of Jeff Jarrett, as always.
Yeah, Terry Peters. You said you watched TNA later on than this. Have you ever seen from this era?
No. I enjoyed it though.
You enjoyed it? Well, there we go then. You won't be a bloody mardy as you was in the last one.
Well, because the last one was terrible.
So after 27 months and 111 pay-per-view events,
that's
TNA,
quite a lot of pay-per-view events to run on a weekly basis as well, isn't it?
That's a lot of money. Well, that's a lot of money, that, isn't it? If you're going to be a stalwart TNA fan and you pay what $10 for each one of them, that's a hell of a lot of money to spend on TNA.
How many was there?
111.
111.
Go on, mathematician.
That's over $1,000.
Wow. In 2 years on TNA.
Yeah. There you go. The 9,000 I spent on that master degree paid off.
I was going to say that master degree is coming well.
Yeah. Segue in here. Do you remember when we were stood in Lancey, the Big Show, and that guy was asking
Hey, Matt. Yeah, just call me Matt for the rest of it, didn't he? Hey, Matt. Never mentioned he got a master degree. I love it. I love to brag about it, but at the same time, it gets me into all sorts of trouble.
Not so weird men in the line for the Big Show.
Why'd you do a master degree? Can't you do sums? But,
yeah. Is that what people say to you?
People say all the time, yeah.
Can you do sums? Can you confirm or deny the rumours that you can't do sums?
You got a calculator. I don't need to.
There we go. Luke,
when I first met you, I remember you saying you're doing a maths degree, and I asked, "Are you going to be a maths teacher?" You went, "No," but everyone asked me that.
Yeah.
'Cause I genuinely didn't know what the hell else you did with a maths degree.
You become a YouTube star.
Well, yeah, I know that
Or
now.
you start a wrestling podcast when you're stuck
Yeah,
in
start a
lockdown.
wrestling podcast 10 years after you graduated. Like,
Yeah. So there we go. So
I'm
the
not-
first
I'm
ever
not that
Impact
old.
show is on June the 4th, 2004. So pretty much 2 years after the first ever pay-per-view. Just give it a couple of weeks. Interestingly though, they didn't stop their actual weekly pay-per-view shows until September. So they went on for another good 3 months after this.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of 2 hours of TNA 3 hours of TNA every week, and you've got to pay a tenner for 2 hours of it.
Yeah,
It
it's
seems
strange.
odd, doesn't it?
It
Yeah.
does, but I don't think this deal was very good. I think Impact only became a really big deal when he moved to Spike TV.
Which I think was a year
Because
later.
That was what Raw just left.
Right.
So that was a
Yeah,
big deal.
they
whereas
went onto the USA, didn't they?
I think
USA
this
Network.
Fox Sports one is like the equivalent of being on, say, Sky Sports Extra or Eurosport, something in the UK.
I get you.
I don't think it's obviously it's big to be on TV because at the time there wasn't as much wrestling on TV. But it's not the big break from just yet. I don't think. I think that comes when they get to Spike.
Right. So they're filming this at Stage 21 of Universal Studios. Is what they actually introduce it as, which I believe is at the Impact Zone later on. Universal
Yeah,
Studios.
it was.
Yeah, it's the
it
same
was
place,
in Orlando. Yeah.
But they didn't actually call it the Impact Zone.
Do you know what's going on, Ross? I realised that we were in Florida at Universal Studios like 2 months after this. We could have got free tickets. You just got free tickets if you
You
went
got
to
free tickets,
the
yeah.
feedback, didn't you? Why did we never go?
We did. Was it Alan's Adventure, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, as we find out later on.
Yeah. I thought it was. There we go. Good about it.
Yeah.
The one thing I would say about the Impact Zone is I absolutely love the entrance ramp. But that tunnel.
Yeah.
2 of them. There was 2 of them, wasn't there? There was one at each end.
I think so, yeah. I think it's very much like AEW is now.
No, but it's like at either end.
Oh, either end, sorry.
It's like
Yeah, I
heels
think
and faces,
so.
isn't it? Yeah, they come through either one. Yeah.
But when they show, which is good because you have a heel on the face locker room, don't you? But when they show the camera and they're inside, it's like a football tunnel.
Oh, and they're walking out, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it looks so good. I thought the production values were so good. I remember we watched it. I'd never heard about TNA, and so we started, like, we got Sky again and we got the wrestling channel. I think we said at the time, like, this is the one that could rival WWE. Obviously, it got nowhere near it. But it was the only, like, indie fed, as you were, that looked anywhere near professional.
Yeah, which is was it Paul Heyman said about ECW is he had it like that because if he did fireworks and stuff, it would just look crap compared to the other 2.
Yeah,
which I think a lot of people feel.
I get his point. It looks a bit smaller, doesn't it? But it looked quite good considering the TV studio is probably the same size as NXT's. I think this looks better than NXT.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I really like the ramp, and compared to 2 years ago, they've now got the 6-sided ring.
Yeah,
I like the 6-sided ring.
I don't know if this was the first time they used it.
I think it might be from what they were referring to.
But it's definitely new. It's coming shortly before. But it could well have been the first time they used it. I don't like the 6-sided ring. I don't think it sounds very good, and I presume that's the way it's made. None of the wrestlers like the 6-sided ring, do they? And if you listen to Eric Bischoff, the reason they have the 6-sided ring is in case people are flipping through channels and they see a 6-sided ring and they're like, oh my god, I better watch that.
Yeah, Jarrett said it was to do with that's the only toys they could sell because they weren't interested in the TNA wrestlers, the shops, because they just wanted WWE wrestlers.
Oh, so
but the 6-sided ring was different, so that's what they bought. He said that on the table for free, I think. I don't know if it's true or not.
Well, that makes sense. But Bischoff never mentioned that when he got there. Anyhow,
Bischoff hates it. What did Hogan call it? The rinky-dink toy playpen or something like that? When he got rid of it in the first week, when they all booed him. No more rinky-dink playpen, brother.
You need to be different, though.
Yeah, it's going to be different, but like, you know, if you've got no head, you're different, aren't you? But it's still not a good thing because you've got no head.
Yeah, no, it's a great way to put it, that. So we've still got Mike Tenay and Don West on comms, but
Mike Tenay struggles with the mathematics of the ring as well, which I'll get to.
Oh, there's a bit about the corners, isn't there?
Yeah.
That's because he didn't go to Sheffield Hallam.
Yeah, because he didn't do a maths degree, but
again, that's true.
You don't need the maths degree to do sums. You just need a calculator.
Yeah. You need to know. You need to know how to put into in the calculator.
There we go then. So yeah, they've got Mike Tenay and Don West on comms. Thankfully, they've got rid of Ed Ferrara. Good riddance.
I assume he lasted a week. I'm not gonna even Google it. I'm just gonna assume that he got sacked after the first week.
Oh,
You should have done.
If he didn't, it's gonna be questions asked, aren't they?
Yeah.
So we start out with the first match. We've got Team Canada, which is Petey Williams, Bobby Roode, and Eric Young, and they're going against Team International, which is Hector Garza, Amazing Red, and Sanjay Dutt. Hector Garza, for those of you who don't know, you've probably heard of that name. He is in fact the uncle of Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo.
I thought it was. Yeah.
They are related.
I didn't say it was his uncle on Wikipedia for Angel Garza. It just had him in the family tree, but it said he was uncle of Hector. What's he called?
Humberto Carrillo. Humberto Carrillo. They're not brothers.
I thought they were cousins.
They're cousins. Yeah.
He's in the family tree anyway.
Yeah, he's their uncle.
And he looks very much like Angel Garza as well, doesn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah. So we're on TV here, and they announced that every non-title match will have a 10-minute timer, and it's sort of set up a bit like a sports. So
it's like a sports cast, isn't it?
Yeah, but they've got Team International versus Team Canada at the top.
I hate that.
They've got a timer.
It's the worst thing on the planet. It just made the screen look even smaller.
I don't think it helped that we watched on YouTube that had two big banners down the side of it because it was before widescreen TV.
I know, but it made the screen feel small for me.
Well, there's no need for it because there isn't a score.
So again, did my research. It's because it was on Fox Sports and they use it for every sports show. Right. That's why I kept going to Fox Box like over and over again.
Yeah.
But that's why apparently. I like the idea of having a time limit.
Yeah, no, not the idea of a time limit, but I just
make it smaller.
It's like boxing. You don't have
too big.
In boxing, you don't have the two competitors because they're in the score.
Yeah, I've been in the corner. So you just felt too big for me. But yeah, I wasn't a fan. But Peter's liked it. So
there we go. Peters is a fan, so 1 out of 3.
Some people like it. Yeah, 1 out of 3.
They also have across the bottom sort of like a rolling news. So like
I found
on Sky Sports News or something like that, where they've got like headlines, like a banner, a video printer or something it's called, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Across the bottom, and it's relaying the results of the previous pay-per-view where Jeff Jarrett has won King of the Mountain.
Yeah, I do like that one. AEW just started doing that on Dynamite this week, I think. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
To kind of relay the Dark results, because no one watches Dark, or not as many people as watch Dynamite. I think it's a really good idea.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because it's like, you watch, even if you watch like WWE's main programs, you're not really watching main event.
Yeah.
But it's kind of nice to show what's happened. So, like if a wrestler comes onto Raw and you think, who the hell's this guy? They might have a good record on main event. So show the results across the bottom. I liked that one. It's just the one at the top I thought was a bit unnecessary.
I would agree with that. So we go 6 minutes in the opening match. It's a bit like the opening match of the weekly pay-per-view, where it's just a 6-man tag. That's absolute carnage. So there's Canadian destroyers get thrown about. There's others. Garza finally wins it with a corkscrew moonsault. He wins it by pinfall. 6 minutes. Carnage. Terry Peters, you enjoyed the opening match of the weekly pay-per-view. Do you think they've moved on in 2 years?
I like this one as well.
Definitely a fan.
I'm a fan. I thought it was two good teams, to be fair. I wasn't a massive fan of Amazing Red, but I like the other two.
Sacrilege.
Yeah, he's Will Ospreay's like idol, isn't he?
Oh.
Yeah, you've annoyed the internet there.
Sure.
Outrageous.
What do you think, Lou?
I have no idea what's going on. It was just chaos. I kind of enjoyed it. It's weird having a tag match when you've got the 6 sides, because where do you stand? But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. It was just kind of chaos on it, kind of showcasing what they're about. Very similar to the match, but apart from no one was dressed as Elvis this time.
Yeah, which I'm all for.
But you did get Mike Tenay's maths in here, where he said there's 8 more points of impact in a 6-sided ring.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to work it out at first.
Yeah, I was counting the ropes, I was counting the sides, I was counting.
I was like, honestly, does that mean there's 8 tentacles in a hexagon? But I was like, hang on a minute. No.
Should he have said? I know.
He said there was. I said he said there was 6 more tentacles or something, which would have given it like 10. It was.
Yeah. He did Pretty Patel maths.
Yeah.
He got it wrong. So that was the opening match. We then go on to a highlight package of the first 2 years of TNA. which they pretty much just showed Jeff Jarrett getting suplexed and thrown out.
Yeah, I enjoyed it though. Like I thought they were going to show more than just Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah,
but I enjoyed they were showing a bit of history because this might be the first time. If people aren't playing 9.95, this is the first time you're watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, which I get. We then move on to another match. Somebody who synonymous with TNA. We've got Shark Boy against Abyss.
Two TNA stalwarts.
Yeah, Shark Boy was actually in WCW. Shark Boy, and he.
I never realised that. Yeah,
no, I didn't know that.
It's hard to work out why they went out of business.
It was the last 6 months. So how much he wrestled, I don't know. But he has settled out of court with the creators of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Over use of his likeness.
Oh, which one came first?
Shark Boy.
Ah.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl was 2006 or something.
Ah. Good for him.
Yeah, settled out of court, so they've obviously given him a lot of money, haven't they? Yeah, there you go. Take Peter's nose. That's all he bloody did, wasn't it?
No, do you remember that one? Do you remember when he used to do that Stone Cold gimmick?
Yes.
That was amazing.
He come out in a leather jacket, didn't he? Or like
and then you used to say random things, and all the wrestlers around him would just go, "What?" But then his music used to play in the background, and I think it had like the Jaws theme at the time, so it made no sense. But
and then you had
it was great.
Lethal as Randy Savage.
Yeah,
as well.
That was Black Machismo, wasn't it?
Black Machismo, yeah, great stuff.
Yeah. So Shark Boy is again another absolute stalwart, Abyss. Is he waiting for WWE now?
Yeah, he's a producer.
Yeah, he's backstage agent now. Yeah.
I think he's always been quite old. I think I was looking at him, but he's always been like 10 years too old.
I don't know if WWE offered him something, but I don't know if he didn't want to go as well. I could be wrong on that, but I'm sure I read that somewhere.
Pretty sure Bruce Pritchard once said that they was gonna offer him something, but they decided he was too old.
The thing is that I can't see him fitting in with WWE because he'd just been another Kane.
Somebody else also said that. Yeah,
he did look very much like Mankind in this one.
Yeah, he comes out in a blue. It's like a blue shirt in it.
Yeah, I like his music.
Mask on. Yeah,
he had that.
It looks pretty sort of threatening when he come out out the entrance ramp. It's got chains wrapped around him. They only go 1 minute. It was a little bit of an offense by Shark Boy. Yeah. And Abyss hits the Black Hole Slam, wins by pinfall.
What a finisher that is, by the way.
It is. It looks good, doesn't it?
I don't know if that's just on Shark Boy though as well. So obviously he's like my
ragdoll him.
Yeah.
It's always. I thought it always looked good, but Abyss wins. Lou, Shark Boy vs Abyss.
Yeah, it was what it was, wasn't it? It's good way to get Abyss over and get him introduced to the I say mainstream, but a wider audience than what they're used to.
TV audience, yeah. And then this is how we know it's at Islands of Adventure because Popeye comes out.
What is that about?
Well, they've got the
you're
Popeye...
at Orlando, and I don't know.
They got the Popeye River Rapids, haven't they? Great ride. The wettest I've ever been on a water ride in a theme park.
Careful.
By far.
Was it?
Yeah, it was just found it really exciting. No. Yeah, honestly, you get absolutely sucked. It's amazing.
Was that not? It's not the one I'm thinking of.
You're thinking of Dudley Do-Right's Rips Off Falls.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that not where?
The Popeye River Rapids, it was insane.
Right, there we go. Then take it from Lou. It's still
so
there. It's probably something else now, isn't it? They just changed the name, don't they?
I think it might still be there, but it's so good. If you dare go to Florida at the moment.
Yeah, go next year.
Oh.
And then we've got the next match, which is our first title match. This is for the TNA tag titles, and because it's a title match, the time limit has been moved from 10 minutes to 30 minutes. We've got America's Most Wanted, which is James Storm and Chris Harris, and they're against Notorious KID, Kid Cash, and he's with Dallas. They're the current tag team champions.
Who is Lance Archer?
Yeah, I was going to say, do any of you two recognise Dallas?
He's no Lance.
Yeah, it's Lance Archer. Yeah,
for real?
Lance Archer.
For real?
Yeah. We just signed for AEW.
Yeah, no.
Obviously, Lou didn't know.
I had literally no idea.
He was called Dallas until he changed his name to Lance Hoyt when DDP signed.
No, makes sense.
I remember him being called Lance Hoyt when I watched it.
I remember him being called Vance Archer in SmackDown or ECW in like 2008, 2009, something like that.
Right. He's older than Finn.
I was going to say, isn't it mid-40s, isn't he now?
Yeah.
I remember I saw him at a taping of a SmackDown in Sheffield, and they had to repeat this. Vince kept sending back out to his like beatdown segment like 4 times. But obviously the crowd were getting so bored, they were booing even more and more. So by the time it showed on TV, it looked like he had major heat. But it was mainly because we'd seen it 4 times and we're just like, just get out of here, please.
Get off of it.
Yeah, I think he was being at Finley.
Oh.
Stop it.
Yeah.
So,
That was Vince telling people to stop it.
right, okay.
Welcome,
I'm glad you cleared that up.
welcome to Wrestling Around.
Yeah, Christ. That's what we have to deal with. You know, when Wrestling Around finishes, we still have to deal with them.
Yeah.
Look, oh, Christ. That was horrendous. Everyone's just bloody clicked off. If you're still with us, don't know.
Well done.
So we've got Kid Cash and Dallas as the champions. Again, this doesn't go very long. It's about 8 minutes. Probably my favourite match, I think, of this opening episode.
Probably my second.
What was your favourite? What's your favourite?
Next one.
The next one, right? Lou, favourite? Not favourite?
Yeah, it was alright. When it happened quicker. I thought this was the main event. I don't know if I misheard at the beginning, but I thought this was the last match. I expected it to go on for like half an hour.
But you give it an half-hour time limit.
And then it ended after like 8 minutes, so I was like, oh, okay.
It makes it feel more important, though, doesn't it, with a half-hour time limit?
Yeah. So it was going to go half hour. Goes 8 minutes, not the half hour. Chris Harris is rolled up by Dallas for the pinfall.
I thought the ending was a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
Because it was like this here and then, yeah.
Yeah, mainly because I wasn't expecting it. I thought we could have 20 minutes out of the match. So.
I just thought it was a bit too quick because obviously Dallas sort of hurts his bowels on the ropes and then gets pinned. It just didn't feel like a proper finish to me.
Yeah, but we've got new tag team champs, America's Most Wanted, over there.
Woo-hoo.
Fourth or third time.
Fourth, I think they said.
Fourth TNA champs. I guess you want a title change on your opening show, don't you?
It was the only title match, I think, as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Because as we'll get onto in the next match, but yeah, I thought it was a good match. I've always liked Kid Cash, but apparently he's just a bit. He's not very nice behind the scenes, is he?
He's Mr. TNA. Total non-stop attitude.
Yeah.
Old Joey Styles.
Cheers, Joey Styles. Yeah, I've always liked him. I thought America's Most Wanted were pretty decent as well from what little I've seen of them.
Yeah, and old Braden Walker went up to ECW, didn't he? About 2 matches. Never saw him again. Yeah.
That was strange. I wonder why he never went back.
His biggest achievement in wrestling was getting mentioned at John Cena promo at that time. Like,
what promo was that?
He was talking about boring things, and he said like the number one was like the DVD of Braden Walker's best matches or something like that.
All right. Was this heel or?
No, this is what it was face.
All right.
Yeah, it was just how I think Braden Walker came in absolutely flat and he left again.
Yeah.
So they referenced it. Like Cena likes to do his little in jokes to the internet every now and again, doesn't
he? Yeah, I forgot that. Love Cena.
Yeah. That's a copyright strike. That's us taken off YouTube.
Yeah, that's it.
No, it's not. We've done it ourselves.
It's on the YouTube expert as well.
I'm Mr. YouTube.
Right. And then we're going to where.
Did anyone feel slightly threatened by that?
About what?
Terry Peters is what he wants.
It's not nice, is it? You try and stop him though, Lou.
No, you can't. He's a menace.
He is an absolute pest. Terry pestes.
No.
Right, moving on. Christ. We got on to what I'm imagining is Lou's favourite segment of TNA's best show. Yeah, we've got Mike Tenay, who introduces Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes is cutting a promo, sort of trying to link it back to NWA without actually saying NWA.
Talk about building it up as well, because you see his boots walking, don't you, before the advert.
And his incredibly baggy light blue jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then because this is TNA and we haven't seen him yet, Jeff Jarrett comes out and he's got a guitar.
Made for walking, baby.
And he does a promo for about 3 hours.
Yeah,
it's a long one, this, isn't it?
Yeah, the crowd are chanting for the bionic elbow, like right at the start, then get bored because it carries on going, this promo. It pretty much says, Dusty Rhodes, you're old, I'm young, even though you've been...
He's not old, and he's past it at this point, and he's never been good enough anyway.
Yeah.
Go away.
But Lou, right, and then, who annoys you more, Jeff Jarrett or Bob Holly?
Conan.
Conan annoys you more than the both?
I think so, yeah.
Right.
I'll do it. You know, YouTube special one day. I'll do like my top 10 worst wrestlers or most annoying wrestlers that just go. It's not even annoying. They just make me go.
Is Dolph Ziggler on that
Dolph
list?
Ziggler's on that list.
Bailey?
No, I don't mind Billy.
Oh, I can't stand Bailey.
Yeah. I know
You
guys
used to
like
really like Bailey.
I know you guys like her, yeah. Cody's on that list.
Well, Sasha Banks on that list as well. The most overrated wrestler in the world.
Yeah, Cody might be on a list, but I'm on YouTube, so I can't.
How can you hate a legit boss?
Oh, she's just the most overrated person ever. Do you know what really annoyed me about her? Was when she won the tag team titles with Bailey at that Elimination Chamber, and then the crowd weren't really into it because and she kept standing there pretending to cry, like waiting for the crowd to chant "You deserve it." So she get asked a question, and she wouldn't answer it, like she was waiting for the crowd to stop, but there wasn't. But there was that awkward that just started it anyhow, and
Maybe she did deserve it.
No, she doesn't. She's rubbish.
Oh.
She's the most overrated wrestler in the world.
That's outrageous.
I'm hiding behind my pop filter. He's angry.
Yeah, I don't believe this.
Who's more over? She's right. If you want to find out how overrated she is, go find that clip from the first ever Women's Royal Rumble where she's not even kicking Lita.
Right.
I'm just saying, if that was somebody else, the bloody internet would have kicked off.
TNA.
Yeah, ridiculous. Right.
Back on track.
Now we've got that rant out of the way.
You.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett's probably still doing his promo at this point. So, he finally says to Dusty Rhodes, "Get out the ring. I'm going to count to 5. I'll do 5 paces." He links it back to some sort of John Wayne film, and says, "If you're still there,
baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw you out." So he does his little sort of swing thing, doesn't he? His little strut, which, come on, what's all that about?
Yeah.
Is that from his Double J?
I think so. Yeah, but also it's just get out of the ring. It gets worse. Yeah. It gets worse.
Yeah, so he's still there. Dusty doesn't leave. In fact, he follows him sort of after his steps, hits him. Well,
it is a little boogie woogie on the last couple of times, doesn't he?
Does the old flip flop and fly in there, doesn't he? Yeah,
the Bailey Whaley.
He's in with a bionic elbow, but of course, Jeff Jarrett ain't going to be outdone on the first ever TNA on TV, is he? The first ever Impact.
Absolutely not.
So Jeff Jarrett grabs a guitar, and then Ron Killings runs in. So he's had a name change over the last 2 years. He's not K-Quick anymore.
He was K-Crush, wasn't he?
K-Crush. So he's gone K-Quick, K-Crush, Ron Killings.
Yeah.
Is it the truth at this point?
Yeah.
Is Ron the truth Killings at this point, yeah.
So he runs in, and of course, Hogan must post. Jarrett must hit somebody with a guitar. So Jarrett hits him with a guitar, and then about an hour later, BG James, or better known to you and me as Road Dogg, and Conan, Lou's favourite wrestler. So 2 of your faves, all-time faves in this.
This guy actually Dolph out in it.
They come out and don't really do anything. And where was you before that? Why did you let him go on his own?
Yeah, and why is Jeff Jarrett getting the upper hand?
Yeah.
They seem my only problem with this show was they seem to presume everyone watching is also watching the weekly pay-per-views, and I just can't imagine that was the case.
No.
Yeah. You wouldn't be, would you?
So you want your big baby faces to get the upper hand in this, for my sake.
I would agree with that. But one thing they are pushing sort of after this is the X Division, and we've got another X Division video package sort of explaining what it is without actually explaining what it is.
Very dated.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what do you mean by dated? Dated now or dated at the time?
No.
Yeah. And then we've got a weird segment. Shane Douglas is like a backstage interviewer.
Yeah,
That's strange. Yeah.
And he's interviewing the director of Authority, which is funny because he did not put slag off the Authority. Vince Russo.
Bro.
And there's going to be a fatal 4-way match for the number 1 contender for the X Division title, which is currently held by Kazarian. And 3 of the people are Chris Sabin, Michael Shane, and Primetime Elix Skipper. We're trying to find out who the 4th guy is. So Shane Douglas obviously asked the question. Vince Russo says he knows.
Good journalism.
Yeah, well, Russo says he knows who he is, but he ain't going to tell us, despite it happening 10 seconds later.
I thought it was going to happen on the Wednesday, the way it was being built up. You know, the one that you'd have to pay for.
But that's actual title match, isn't it?
Yeah, I assumed it was to do with that, though, the way it was on about. I don't know. Very misinformation, not there.
Yeah, this just strike me as get Russo on the show, which is unnecessary.
Yep.
Because it's not like if they'd have done this second segment, I'd maybe understood it. Watch for the end. Well, when we're going to have this, but
Watch for the next 30 seconds.
yeah. So we then go into the ring. We see the three competitors in the ring, and it's quickly revealed that AJ Styles is going to be the fourth guy.
He's dropped that down, hasn't he, from the
Yeah,
from
so
the
that's
world
why it's a
title
big
picture.
deal. Because at first I was a bit underwhelmed because I was like, oh, I wonder if it's like a big debut or something. I can't remember who debuted around there, like Sting, but is Sting going to be in the X Division? Or Samoa Joe or someone.
Yeah.
Joe.
So when it was AJ Styles, I was a bit underwhelmed, but I think it was a big deal because he'd come back into the X Division.
But he'd
And that was the
literally
point, wasn't it?
on the Wednesday before he'd been in the King of the Mountain match,
Yeah.
so he's a big deal, I guess. And because this is not a title match, there's a 10 minutes time limit, which I mean, I know they're only doing an hour, aren't they? But I thought this could have maybe gone a bit long. So I don't like time limits per se, especially not 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes and then half an hour of it. I don't know. Maybe they should have done. I mean, really,
What?
should. No, I was
20.
thinking like in UFC where the main event is always 5 rounds,
Yeah,
whether it's a title match or not. Maybe you could do something similar here. Title
yeah.
the main event of a match is a 10. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Or maybe I like the idea of a time limit, and you can use it every now and again, but it sometimes feels a bit contrived.
I get it on a weekly show as well, because if you know that show finishes at 9:00 and it's 9:15, you know it's not going to be an half-hour match, don't you?
Yeah.
So I get it there. I just think not many good fatal four-way matches happened in 10 minutes. Having said that, I thought this was quick, and I did enjoy it. It's probably not my favourite fatal four-way of all time, but I thought it was a very good match. Terry Peters, you said this was your favourite match.
I was really impressed with all 4 wrestlers, really. Especially Elite Skipper.
Yeah.
When he did the Hurricane Rana off the top rope, I thought it was incredible.
That
And a very young.
walk
Sorry.
along the top rope.
Yeah. And a very young Chris Sabin as well. I thought did really well. And it's weird now to see AJ Styles do this compared to what he's like now.
It's weird seeing him with short hair, isn't it?
Yeah, and earrings.
There's many earrings. Yeah, that was strange.
But
See,
I thought it was really exciting, this match, to be fair. Short, sharp, and sweet.
Yeah. So AJ Styles wins by a Styles clash on Michael Shane.
That looks a bit botchy.
It's a hard move to do, though, isn't it?
No, I'm all meant because the ref didn't really know what was going on, it looked like.
Bloody ref. They only go 6 minutes. Lou, did you enjoy the main event of
So what it was, yeah, it was a bit like chaotic on it, but it was different to what the WWE were doing at the time. So around this time, he would have had as world champion, Chris Benoit, been a very different style of wrestling. So I think it's to differentiate themselves, which is what you want to do. This is a good main event to do that, really. Did feel a bit weird that it was your secondary title, #1 contenders, that was headlining your first TV show. But again, I guess maybe when it moved on to Spike, it became a bigger deal.
Yeah.
This TV show, it still felt like this TV show was just a little added extra to the main pay-per-views.
Yeah, because they kept pushing the Wednesday show, didn't they?
Yeah, so that felt a bit odd, but I guess, yeah, it was only a small channel at the time.
Yeah, so to end the first show, Kazarian comes out with his belt and starts talking a bit of smack to Styles. So
Kazarian with long hair as well.
Yeah, I always think young Kazarian just looks weird.
Yeah.
But they seem to be pushing the X Division more than the NWA world title. That's what I got from it.
Yeah, it felt that's what it felt like to me, which is strange. But I guess that was what made him stand out. Even though, who knows what it is?
No, it's not anything, is it? It's exciting matches.
Yeah, I mean that's what the X stands for.
Yeah, possibly. Terry Peters, as a whole, did you enjoy the first ever Impact?
Yeah, I did.
Would it make you want to watch more?
Yeah, it would, to be fair. It made me want to watch it more than the other one.
And more importantly, would it make you want to spend a tenner to watch the Wednesday pay-per-view?
No.
No, I didn't think it would anyhow.
Yeah, you know Peter's though. He ain't part of his cash easily, is he?
I mean, that's a pair of jeans, isn't it?
Too tight for that. To be fair,
And this one's down headbands.
You probably would. You know, if you're really into your wrestling and couldn't wait for the next week, you probably would pay a tenner, wouldn't you, to see what was going on?
I thoroughly enjoyed it compared to
I really enjoyed it compared to the car crash of the first one.
They've grown a lot in 2 years, I'd say.
Yeah, I just found it interesting. I said the production values I thought were really good. I think it did look very unique compared to other wrestling about at the time.
Did you enjoy it, Lou? Would it convince you to part with £10 or $10 to watch the weekly pay-per-view?
No, probably not, because it's Jeff Jarrett in it. And it just thoroughly annoyed me at this point after watching the first pay-per-view and the first TNA episode. I was just sick of Jeff Jarrett. So
I suppose if you watched all the 110 after that one,
yeah, there was far too much Jeff Jarrett.
There'd been a lot of Jeff Jarrett.
First ever King of the Mountain match, and surprise, Jeff Jarrett won it. Like, no,
it's
give it
their
a
title reign. They kept
yeah, so it's just a bit. I think that's what did put me off at the time of TNA. I didn't get into it until a couple of years after this.
After Jarrett,
but Jeff Jarrett was just still all over it, and it was just
the Dixie Carter years.
Yeah, but Jeff Jarrett was still the main guy. I mean, I think Dixie Carter owned it at this point.
Oh, did she? Oh,
yeah, it was within the first year, I think, that they Panda Energy bought it.
Right, there we go.
But he was still running the show for a long time.
There we go. Then that was Impact. Our first ever YouTube exclusive. This is something we want to do a lot more.
Yeah.
And when lockdown's finished, we might even be in the same bloody room.
That is true. Possibly. We'll find out.
We'll do a proper round table then, can't we?
Yeah. You get some more delicious content.
I was going to say smells, so I was very excited to see what snacks Terry Peters was bringing.
I could bring snacks.
Yeah.
Right.
There we go. Terry Peters. Next time we're doing this, Terry Peters loves snacks.
Yeah. I ain't got any snacks on me, unfortunately. I've got an empty wrapper of peelable cheese.
What?
I'll let you guess.
Have you just been eating cheese slices randomly?
No.
Oh, Baby Bell.
No,
the other one.
The other one. The purple one.
The big tall one. Come on.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, there we go.
Cheese string. There we go. All right.
Other peelable cheese is available.
Yeah.
Is it? Name another brand of peelable cheese.
Supermarket own brand peelable cheese.
Cheese peel.
Yeah. Cheese peel's not a thing.
Cheese peel.
Cheese peel. Wrestling around goes into the catering industry. Cheese peel is our new thing.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. It's cheese peel by Wrestling Around. Join us for that.
Yeah.
If you haven't already, listened to our previous show on our podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Acast, which
link in the description below.
Yeah, there we go. Which is going to be was the first ever pay-per-view by TNA, so the first ever weekly pay-per-view. So if you enjoy TNA, listen to this one. We didn't enjoy it.
If you didn't enjoy it, you'll probably enjoy the podcast more. Really.
Yeah. So it is a good show. And then next Wednesday you can find us on the Spotify, Acast, and iTunes, and we're doing King of the Ring 1998, which is the one where Mankind tries his best to get killed by the Undertaker. It's the only way I can describe that. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and all the good stuff. All the links will be in the description, I'm sure. That's how YouTube works.
Yes.
That's how it works.
We are Wrestling Around. Subscribe, hit that little bell. That's not Terry Peters. So you're up to date with when we release stuff, because we will be releasing more. We're just waiting for this blooming lockdown to finish, because we've got some big ideas. So thank you, Lou. Thank you, Terry, for joining me today.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for watching us, and we shall see you next time.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
What was that?